we mentioned the rebounding. Raleigh Worcester found himself in foul trouble. It feels like you always have a guy in foul trouble. It was Raleigh Worcester tonight. He didn't get it. And it felt like they needed him in there. And he was able to play a lot more minutes in the second half, but he had foul trouble as well. The rebounds were an issue. The turnovers were an issue in the first half. The free throw shooting was an issue. Like, it's weird. They end up winning this game going away, but like, guys, there's still plenty. Like, they've got a lot of room to improve on several things during this game.
Definitely. Yeah. And then now they, like I mentioned earlier, they got the weird layoff before they go out to Hawaii. And I know, Bryce Williams and Juwan, said as much. They're like, yeah, it's a tournament where we feel like we should come out on top, but we're not going to, overlook anybody. It's a tournament full of stronger mid-majors. I don't think there's any, there's no Bethune-Cookmans or, step-overs in this tournament by any means. So it'll be interesting to see, how they look. That's 3 games in 4 days once we get to that point. But you'd rather learn from a win than learn from a loss. And after the bounce back that they had, and I think they learned quite a bit about the word of the day for Fred Hoiberg is edge, and I not the edge that some people may be thinking of, but he's talking about this team and the edge that they need to keep to play like they did tonight. He thought they lost it against South Dakota. Thought they responded, against North Florida, and then they just had none of it against Michigan State. And they had plenty of edge on both ends of the floor, aggressiveness on offense, going downhill, getting to the rim, and then they defended really well too. So that's going to have to be the constant. Is they're going to have to be the team that wants to be the aggressor, throw the first punch, and maintain what Fred Hoiberg will gladly talk about, the defensive edge.
I thought Fred was talking about the guitarist for U2, the edge, when he was talking about that, but I guess not. Kaleb, we haven't even mentioned Connor Essegian. I don't think. Maybe we did at the beginning of the pod, but we haven't
yet. Just a little bit. And now, go ahead.
I was just going to say his line, 13 points, 2 for 3 from 3, 4 for 7 field goals, 3 for 4 free throws. Did have 3 rebounds during the game. What were your thoughts on how they used him tonight?
Frustrating early on because it was he wasn't getting touches on the offensive end.
He wasn't until like the 11-minute point, I don't think. Yeah,
that's the part. He wasn't part of the first sub off the bench. That was Andrew Morgan. Obviously, they get the bigs rotated in there. But once he did come in, he wasn't really getting touches. And it was, oh, no, are we getting this again where Essegian's just not going to get touches and then he's not going to score and you're going to have to figure out what else you get elsewhere. Now, he ends up with 13. It's not a 20-point game. But he was effective with the shots that he got, especially from deep. And he got a sliver of space, hit his first 3 that he got. The one that he missed was still a good look. The second 3 that he hit, Juwan Gary does like a snap dribble and throws him the ball. And it is a split second. It is a quick shot for Essegian. And it's like, okay, good. He only takes 3 threes in the game. He hits 2 of them. But you found a way to get him the basketball in space where he could hit a shot. He drove to the basket a little bit more. And like he was hunting, trying to get the shot, find a way to put the ball in the basket. We're going to have to see, how does he find a way to get himself open? How does Fred Hoiberg scheme him open? How do his teammates get him the ball going forward? Because what happened in East Lansing, that was obviously frustrating for him. But teams now know you can take Connor Essegian out of the game. Indiana did that for a little bit, but then they started to realize, okay, he's hit a couple shots and Bryce Williams is absolutely gashing us and everyone else is making baskets to the tune of 60% shooting. So when everyone else is hitting shots, that freed him up a little bit too. So it was a nice bounce back for him.